Hello and a very good evening to Elite TV. You're watching Open Debate in English. I'm Chongtham Amrita, and today we're going to be debating and discussing on the topic, people are indifferent to Modi's visit. We have put up this topic in relation to a few headlines that's been making rounds since the past week, although this is not the first time where this particular headlines is making rounds. We have seen similar circumstances even last year and even just a few months back. This is in regards to Prime Minister Narendra Modi likely to be visiting the conflict-torn state of Manipur. We know for a fact that since the past 2 years, the crises that have been hit in Manipur, we have not heard any such words from the Prime Minister, and regardless, and also his visit has been questioned. His lack of visit, in fact, is questioned by many in the political circles. Now, the question is why this particular news is making rounds again. These sources, although they say that there is no official confirmation as of yet for now, though some sources, this particular news report say that they are very reliable and says that particular preparations are underway both in Imphal and also in Churchandpur. Although when asked, the state BJP president also denied of having any official intimation from the center regarding this visit. And also, this particular report also states that upon arrival, the Prime Minister will be announcing a 1,000 crore package for Manipur. It could be related to benefits and welfares and also for rehabilitation. We don't know yet, but this has been announced and been making circulations so far. It is also important to mention that right now the Prime Minister is in Brazil for a BRICS summit and is likely to come back to India for the participation of the monsoon session, which is supposed to start from July 21st. And this report states that the visit will come likely before the monsoon session or between or during July and August. The question that's arising regarding this particular topic is this a final confirmation, or is this going to happen finally? Is this what the people have been awaiting so far, and how will the people react to this visit, even if he does arrive and visit Manipur? There is two questions that arise from here. If it is confirmed, or is it flouted just to test the waters, just to check how the people will perceive his visit, because we all know that the Prime Minister is very image conscious and he definitely wouldn't like to visit if he would be met with black flags or slogans and protests. So maybe is this a way to test whether this visit would be received warmly by the people of Manipur? Well, we will decide and discuss on this particular topic, but before that, let's welcome our panelists for tonight. Our first speaker for tonight is Paojel Chaoba, Executive Editor for The Frontier Manipur. Oja, welcome to Open Debate.
Thank you.
Our second panelist for tonight is Advocate Hijam Chandrakumar. Oja, welcome to Open Debate. Oja, you're on mute.
Thank you for having me once again, Amrita, and good evening, viewers.
Thank you. And our third speaker for tonight is Dr. Rakesh Puyam, independent researcher. Oja, welcome to Open Debate.
Thank you, Amrita. Thank you to all the viewers.
Thank you. Okay, let's start with Oja Chaoba for this. Oja, my first question to you is, why is this news being circulated once again? This is not the first time, as I've mentioned in my opening remarks. This has been circulated a few months back and also last year. And now, this time, this report also suggests or mentions of a particular package to be announced in Manipur. According to you, do you think that this is reliable? This is or this is a litmus test to check whether the people will receive the Prime Minister warmly or not? What is your take on this?
Amrita, a very good evening to all. So, today is a good day. I mean, we also observe different occasions here. Today is like just after Kang, and we call it like Ratha Yatra. After this, we have our Ningol Pali, the observation that we all get together for one last time, trying to forget the issues with some occasional, the timely gathering of our sisters and the people who are just at least coming together to eat something, to just offer their prayers, whatever the community they belong to. But it's basically observed by the Meitei community. So now what do we have here? Let's be very practical. That we're in a scenario where there's an impasse of what will happen tomorrow. We have a situation where 60,000 people are being displaced. We have a situation where there's like more than 230 individuals killed due to this conflict. Not to mention the economic issues that are following, because people are hard. I mean, we are on a hand-to-mouth basis. Many people, including the IDPs, many of them have passed away. Even young people, not from any particular illness, but people who are in their mid-30s. And you can see the situation of the IDPs. The Delhi reports, especially by one vernacular called Hue Nampao, highlights the issues of the IDPs. And we can see that they are suffering at a level which we cannot imagine. We are sitting in our homes, comfortable. We can at least talk to each other. We have at least 1 square meal, 2 square meals a day. There's employment for some. But for those people who are from Kangpokpi, who are there from Chuchanpur, who are there from More and other places, peripheral areas, if you see the condition where they live in, how they live, that is a big concern, especially from a journalist point of view. Because we have seen, we have experienced how they are living, going about, trying to make life at least livable one day at a time. So this is one situation where I feel that I totally empathize with the IDPs in the valley areas, which we know that they are very hard. I mean, situation is at least rock bottom in one way of putting it, because you're starting from zero. So this is one situation. So if you imagine, if you ask one of the IDPs, like, would you welcome Modi at this particular time? So that would be very nice. That will be a very nice answer that we can listen, we can hear from the IDPs. They will, at least they have been saying, we can see in the headlines that where is our right given to us by the Constitution of India? Right to life, Article 21. So they have the same rights which are entitled to all Indians across the Indian state. But you are living in a 6x8 square room with your family, with your parents, with your children. There's no privacy. Food is, I mean, as per the complaints that we have got, are so much substandard. And there is the issue of education, of your children, of yourself, and how to earn daily wages. So starting from rock bottom, you're starting from zero. That is one big issue. That has been the predicament of the IDPs for the last 2 and some few months now. And even us, you can see that the people, the public, especially the economy, has been affected so much that sales has gone down by, as I've been taking a sort of a survey, even pharmacies are not making any profit, but the sales are down to at least nearly 50% to 60%. So you can imagine. See, we can buy many things. Yes, the basic thing is to feed ourselves. We cannot go hungry, so 2 meals per day. But aside from that, what are the other important things? Medicine for your health issues. So you have to purchase medicine from the pharmacies. And when you go to the pharmacies and ask them, like, how is your sales doing? How are things going on? Then they are saying, like, we have got a issue of at least 50% to 60% sales down. So when pharmacies are not able to, even their sales are down by 50 to 60%, you can imagine for the rest of the other economic activities and for the other commercial avenues, how much they are earning. So it's like when 50% or something, 40% of the population that was there have moved out, then you can see the adverse reactions that are affecting us economically. But then from the first day of the, first month since the conflict started, we have seen Amit Shah promising that he will be back within 15 days. And yes, he did put the blame on a judgment made by a judge of the High Court of Manipur. And his statements has been changing as per time, as time progresses, like this done by narco-terrorists and etc. etc. There's so many things, blame games going on, but he's not putting things in one perspective that this is a root of the things. So what I'm trying to say here is, like, he promised that he'll be here after 15 days, which never happened. But only at the time of elections, the member of parliament elections, there was some show of electoral, bravado, that we are here, and no one, people were fed up of them, except for people who are feeding off the political system of the Bharatiya Janata Party. But people we have seen on social media that people have smashed radios saying that, yes, your Man Ki Baat, we don't want to listen. And why is the Prime Minister keeping a stoic silence when people who are within the Constitution, who are part of India, have been brutalized, have been terrorized, have been killed, and the economic collapse is something which we have not seen in a democratic India in the 21st century. And on top of it, we have got our elected representatives all put in a deep freezer. There are no MLAs. They are being kept in a morgue. Let's say they have been put in a deep freeze, and only it's up to the the benevolence of the central masters of the BJP political party when to take them out of that particular deep freeze and to bring them out of the suspended animation, which has been here effective for some months now. So in this present situation, we have no control over ourselves. We have no control over our electorate. We have no person whom we can complain to. And we are at, I will again once say, we are in a situation where people are feeling hopelessness. People are not able to earn. People are not able to go back to their homes. So when you ask the people, the public over here, that would you welcome the visit of Modi, the Prime Minister? If you can see that he has been traveling a lot, he has been going to conflict areas, he has been doing this Constitution Murder Day, I forgot the Hindi word for that, and so much that plane crash, and etc. etc. So we can see that Mr. Modi has been traveling, he has been around, he has been doing the whole roundup. But yes, Mr. Prime Minister, are you not seeing, are you not hearing what is happening in Manipur for the last 2 years and some months? And where are you, and what are you doing? And why have you not spoken out in any particular occasion about Manipur, especially, exclusive of only the time when two Kuki women were paraded in a very offensive manner? So these are the questions that we have in our hearts. These are the questions that we want to ask. And I believe that every right-thinking person in Manipur, irrespective of any community, will have that particular angst, will have that particular anger, will have that particular fire that is burning inside, demanding answers. What sort of answers? That are we not a part of India? Are we not in a democratic setup? Why are we such in a militarized situation? And if Modi is coming, then why are you coming so late? Or would you be agreeing with that particular ideas that better late than never? Never. Of course, we can feel that maybe one day the Prime Minister might visit. But as you have stated before, that there's no concrete confirmation on whether he will actually come here or announce a package which is much needed here. And in this monsoon session, I believe that both the houses needs to approve whatever amount that the experts chalk up, because Manipur now has no money. The banks have no money. The economy is down in such a situation that we are living hand to mouth, and in such a situation that we cannot complain to anyone. So as an administrative head of this Indian state, then it's not up to the Prime Minister to look after each state, each community, everything. When our elected head of state, Mr. Biren Singh, has resigned, and there are no MLAs. Now it's up to the prerogative of the governor, who answers directly to the president. But in a way, that is the chain of things, but we all know who's calling the shots. So the Prime Minister obviously should have visited Manipur in the nascent stage, in the initial time, in the initial days of the conflict. And it is within his ambit to utilize whatever resources he has. May it be of the Home Department, so he can talk with Amit Shah, he can talk to the Defense Minister, he can talk to the Finance Minister, he can at least solve, or should have tried to solve, the issues while Manipur was in a very, very problematic times, especially in the first month of the conflict. Of course, Amit Shah did come, but I did tell you before that he did not keep his promise.
Right.
So I would agree with Amrita over here. It's like the BJP might be just testing the waters.
Okay.
That if he is going to come, and if he's going to set up an itinerary of visiting Manipur, then how would his presence over here be welcome, especially by the public? So we can see that in two stages, like in two parts. Like there will be obviously some people who will obviously kowtow to the BJP people, BJP party, because they are part of the party, and they will obviously want to bow down to the master that will be coming, if indeed he is coming. But if you take the majority, then we have to at least that would be a very much interesting situation that I would very much like to see as a journalist, because how well will he be received, especially in such times, no?
Right.
Of course, that particular program would be happening at near Palace Compound, the Hatta Kangjibung, where we can get the most people from. But when Amit Shah came down there last time, we can see that some people, basically one particular person, I remember, if memory serves me right, one person said, I just came here because people gave me some money just to attend the function. And one person said, I just came here to see what it's like. So people who would be coming to the BJP occasion, if the Prime Minister comes, there will be a big bonanza for the political party, this supporters, and those people who are within the party, to show that yes, Modi ji coming, we are here, BJP once again, etc., etc. And even the Chief Minister has announced that they will be getting, excuse me, 40 numbers, the numbers in the next election coming up in 2027. So it's up to the public to voice and to demonstrate. But I would say that if Modi comes, it will be most probably the streets would be empty.
Okay.
Except for the, sorry, the party followers, those people who have to do what the party tells them to do. And of course, that comes with a lot of things like money and etc., etc. And from all the other assembly constituencies. So it remains to be seen. But I feel that if you can welcome the person, the main person, with open arms, saying that yes, 60,000 people have been displaced, we have been killed, now we are still in a very bad economic situation, thank you so much for coming after 2 years. Then we'll see that if that person is a son of the soil, or is a person who is true to his heart or whatever, that the individual, that time we will know, aside from politicians, whom we feel they have sold their souls to the devil. But from the general public, we can see, we can observe how much will be there. Be there in the sense like, if you're paying people to come and they attend the occasion or the program, we'll see how much the turnout will be. But I believe that the welcome will not be one, it may be laid out in a red carpet, but the public will definitely not be entirely, I would say, be in solidarity with the visit of the Prime Minister, even if it happens in the future. Let's see and let's wait and watch.
Yes, indeed, Oja, very appropriately put. Also, you summed up the whole emotions, the mood of especially the victims and the IDPs. And I would like to raise that particular point to the next speaker, Oja Chandrakumar, that just 2 days ago, Chief Secretary P.K. Singh also stated that the IDPs will be resettled and rehabilitated in a phased manner, and that all the relief camps will be empty by December. So that is one ginormous plan from the current PR ruled by the governor. Do you think that this particular announcement is in relation to Narendra Modi's visit to Manipur, just to state that the victims are being taken care of? And also regarding the financial package announcement that I also asked to Paojel Chaoba, and also in my opening remarks, this particular financial package, do you think that this, with the announcement of this to the people of Manipur, that the Prime Minister can feel the forgiveness of all of the victims, that he will finally be able to do his Modi magic, or that will he be finally the trust of the people will be restored by announcing this particular package? What is your interpretation on that? Judge Chandrakumar, please give us your thoughts.
Amrita, your question is more of a hypothetical situations, if I am not mistaken.
Okay.
But having said that, as well we know that the public resentment over Prime Minister Narendra Modi's silence over the issue of Manipur, particularly in Manipur, when the state has been reeling under a colossal form of violence and a crisis for more than 2 years now. Now it is deeply rooted in the heart of the people, and as all we know, the Prime Minister spoke on Manipur only on two occasions. One, when he was forced to attend Parliament, when Indian National Congress moved a no confidence motion in against the government, particularly on the issue of Manipur. Then, as my co-panelist Chaoba has already rightly pointed out, that he break his silence on the only when the naked parrot episode of two cookie women was there. I mean, the expectations were really high from the Prime Minister Modi in the beginning. But to me, the consistent effort to continue the colonial policy in this post-colonial era is still there, and the attitude of the Indian state remains same towards Manipur, but and generally in the northeast region of the state of the country. So, had he visited Manipur, or had he talked about Manipur at the very initial stage of the crisis, and people would have take that as a healing touch from the Prime Minister. However, now, as all we know that the crisis is more than 2 years, and the silence of the Prime Minister is deafening, and his absence for the past 2.5 years, almost two and a half years now, over the issue of Manipur is really disappointing. As I told you, like as I have already said, now it is deeply rooted in the heart of the people of the state. And the approach of the central VJP, I don't find it in a very good taste, because sometimes the political class will meet Naga MLAs separately. Sometimes they will meet Meitei MLAs separately, and they will meet Kuki MLAs separately, which is which reflects some fishy things in the background. The high command culture of BJP is very much evident, and now also with the 37 BJP MLAs, 32 plus 5, the one who jumped over the BJP from JDU, the 5 MLAs, including those 5 MLAs now current BJP legislator is 37 in numbers. So with the 37 in numbers, with all this number, the state VGP is not in a position to form the government. So, which only means that they are waiting for the high command's approval of someone to be seated in the CM post. So, in such a condition, dictating from the central BJP is very easy thing, and had the Prime Minister Modi or the Union Home Minister Amit Shah instructed or directed the state VJP or the BJP legislator to fall in line, not to do such infighting and form a popular government, it would have been very easily formed. Because, one prime example is that in 2017 election, BJP won only 21 seats. Yet they formed the government easily, and they were the second largest party after Congress having 28 seats in that assembly elections. So now, what I want to reflect is the high command is very imposing. The high command, the dictate of the high command is very imposing on a VJP legislator. So, had if the VJP high command wants the BJP legislature, including all those cookie MLAs, to including two cabinet minister of the VJP, to fall in line and to see that state BJP unit is united. I mean, but they didn't choose to do so. Instead, they made Kuki MLA separately, Naga MLA separately, Mitai MLA separately. So this is where I see a very insincere approach from the VJP high top brass in the center. Now, in this colossal form of violence, in the first time in the history of the state, Ningol Chakoba was killed, and as all we know, like there is no much change in the circumstances uh, in the ground on the ground, like the resettlement of ITPs or the existence of the buffer zone, so-called buffer zone. And when during this crisis, uh, people are still the memory of the people are still afresh with the killing of three innocent, not killing, butchering, I would say, butchering of three innocent children and three women uh, in Jiriva, and then the missing of Kamal Babu from the army cantonment. And Manipur, besides this colossal crisis, Manipur suffered a hailstorm issue and uh, large-scale flood in the state, particularly in the valley. And in spite of that, the central government did not give any helping hand to the state of Manipur, either in kind or in the form of packages. Now, as Chaoba has rightly pointed out, that the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has time for visiting foreign countries, and not only foreign countries, he has time to inaugurate railway platform,
Right.
but he has no time for Manipur. He has no time for 60,000 people who are really languishing in relief camps. Yet, uh, yet, in spite of the deafening silence and his absence for more than 2 years, BJP state functionaries are quite happily defending the Honorable Prime Minister, citing that he is looking after Manipur 24/7.
Right.
Now, it will be a bonanza if this rumor mill comes to be true. Now, BJP, the functionaries in the Thambal Sanglen will be rejuvenated uh, in the wake of the recent claim of 40 seat winnability chances of BJP as claimed by Honorable former Chief Minister Chongtham Amrita, and bold claim of BJP President, State Unit President Adhikari Sarda Devi for a possible debate with the President of Indian National Congress on the issues of Manipur. And even if the Prime Minister now, as rumors are there that he will visit, I think, Amrita, it is too late now.
Okay.
It is too late. It is too late. Too late. Because when he could have healed he did not. He chose to refrain. Now, with the claim of the winning chances of 40 seats in the upcoming elections, more so in 2027, by the former Chief Minister, Honorable Chongtham Amrita, I think it will be more like a electioneering process.
Okay.
If he visits, and we all know that it will be like people will take it as an electioneering process, and everyone knows that Modi is based in that. So even if the economic package is though hypothetically put up, even if even if it is announced or declared, I don't think it will be more much help to the people of Manipur now, because people are now, as I already said, that such attitude of the Indian state, particularly from the Prime Minister, is now deeply rooted, and people are anguished. And I will put this way, Amrita.
Yes, indeed, Oja. You have also touched upon all of the especially crucial points where the Prime Minister refused to stay silent when the issues was really critical, not just critical, but really...
And I want to add one thing.
Yes, Oja.
I'm sorry, I missed out one point.
Yes, Oja, please continue.
During the presidential speech in the last parliament session, there was a debate on the missing of a financial booster to the state of Manipur. And in the budget, there was no special package, when at that time Manipur was reeling under flood also. And Manipur was just recovering from the hailstorm and flood, besides this colossal crisis which retarded the growth process in the state. So that was missing. Now Prime Minister's visit with a proposed special package will not make much difference. It will be taken as more like a electioneering mode from the part of the PM.
Okay, good point, Oja. I would like to raise that particular issue point as well to Oja Rakesh Puyam. And also, as I was saying, Oja, you rightly pointed out that the Prime Minister had refused to stay silent and refrained himself from saying anything for the past 2 years, when it came to even cases of real shocking incidents that happened in Manipur, and also why now? So Oja Rakesh, why do you think this particular visit is being flouted again, is circulating again at this juncture? Why now is the question. If it is to just announce a particular special package, this will only look as an election campaigning, as Hijam Chandrakumar also pointed out. And if really the center wanted to table, particularly wanted to announce a special package or an economic stimulus for Manipur, it could have been easily done in the monsoon parliament when a bill is introduced, and both the parties and both the houses could table on that, since it will be a money bill, I think. So would a visit change anything? Is my question to you, Oja Rakesh. What's your take on that?
Thank you, Amrita. Can you hear me?
Yes, Oja, I can hear you.
Okay. You have a very controversial and at the same time very important topic for all of us. First of all, I would like to send out a strong message to the people of Manipur that is, we need to be strong, we need to stand firm, and we should not be going down to any psychological game at this juncture.
Correct.
That should be the the message for this evening from my side. Now coming to your questions, let me start with the electioneering process that was mentioned by Hijam Chandrakumar in the concluding part of his presentation, and this is very touching because it has been there in my mind for quite some time. Because as a student of political science, when I try to understand the political culture and political socialization processes taking place in our state, I find it very interesting and at the same time disappointed, because we are not moving forward. We are not moving towards our, goal of having a more democratic and inclusive society. So here I'm basically pointing at the participatory nature of democracy, because when we talk about democracy, Manipur as a part of India, being a democratic state, being a part of a democratic system, we cannot stay away from these, processes of electioneering, campaigning, political competition between different political parties and the pressure groups acting, in various capacities in the state. But the statement that I want to give here is that looking at everything through the lens of electioneering will be fatal for our society. So I would like to, I would like to stand on the ground saying that election is part and parcel of our life. Being a citizen of the country, a democratic country, election is part and parcel of our life. But looking at everything through the lens of electioneering will be fatal for the society, because there comes the dirty side of politics. I'm not saying that the Modi's visit at this juncture should be welcomed with open arms or not. I will come to that point later on. But the statement that I'm putting across is that looking at everything through the lens of electioneering is not good for any one of us, for the society as a whole. But given the fact that Prime Minister Modi has kept quiet, kept silent for the so many months, I would say, other than the two aberrations, I would say, when he mentioned about Manipur, it's very unfortunate. Being the Prime Minister of this country, we were expecting something from his side. We expect him to be more responsive to the grievances and cries and sufferings of the people of my state, and that did not happen. So it was very unfortunate and unbecoming of a leader. That is what is the pulse of the people in Manipur. So in the beginning, when Paojel Chaoba, respond to your question, he said it could be a kind of testing the water.
Right.
So if there is anything, any substance in this anticipated visit by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji to the state, he may be trying to test the waters. So in that sense, this is very late. Anyway, it is very late. He could have visited the state, in the later part of 2023. So that could have, contributed to resolving the crisis when the communities were, hardening their positions. His timely intervention, his visit, his intervention in the form of a visit to the state could have, sent out positive vibes to all the parties, to the warring groups. That did not happen. So you mentioned about Modi magic. If he's thinking about any Modi magic at this juncture, it's not going to be very easy. This is my observation.
Okay.
Any Modi magic at this juncture, when people have suffered so much for over the last 2 years, with about 57,000 IDPs still lingering in different relief camps across the state and beyond the state. So this is a very serious matter. But to be a little more balanced while responding to your question, I would say that even if there is that electioneering mode in his anticipated visit, or this this rumor of his anticipated visit to the state, I would say that we should not be standing in the way, because being the citizens of this democratic country, you cannot stop people from joining in the electioneering processes. So political competition is part and parcel of our life. Citizens' participation is a must in a democratic society. You cannot keep the people away from all sorts of campaigns. That is why we have these pressure groups, we have political parties, we have the campaigns. So that is there. But now, if you ask me, do you welcome his anticipated visit? Yes, I do welcome his visit. It is very late, but still I'll welcome it, because we have to fix the accountability.
Right.
Narendra Modi ji, being the Prime Minister of this country, and we being citizens of this country and the victims of this conflict, this has been going on since 3rd May 2023, we have to fix the accountability. And he is answerable to our cries, our grievances. So his visit is welcome. Another thing is, if we talk about the socio-economic development issues, Paojel Chaoba and Hijam Chandrakumar has rightly pointed out that the economy of the state is in shambles. Things are not going well in our state as far as our economic indicators are concerned. So the livelihood issues are there. The lower strata of the society, they are bearing the, they are the people who are suffering the most, trying to, have 2 square meals a day. And let's forget about the, the educational bills, the healthcare bills, and the high cost of living in the Imphal Valley. So taking all these things into account, silence of our talkative Prime Minister and his, unresponsive attitude towards the suffering of the people of Manipur, all these things are condemnable, and I personally strongly condemn him for this unresponsive attitude. And as I said, if somebody is asking me whether I should be welcoming him at this juncture, yes, I do. Just to fix the accountability and just to do some positive, to bring some positive senses to the socioeconomic condition of the state. We have to welcome anything that can contribute to resolving the present crisis situation in Manipur. Anything, I would say anything under the sun, because I have seen people suffering, Recently I interacted with some IDPs at Kaksing Kuno. I saw mothers crying, tears rolling down their cheeks and saying that we want to go back to our houses or to the places of birth, whether they can do it in the, in days time or in few weeks time. I could not give any word, any promise, but I convey the message that we will be, doing the needful to raise our voice and get their attention and to deliver the promises of, rehabilitating the IDPs who are there in the relief camps across the state. So, why Prime Minister's anticipated visit at this juncture? One thing is testing the water, to test the pulse of the people. And also, if we are talking about having a popular government at this point, that could also be one factor in the whole game plan. So, for me, I would say that his visit is too late to be very productive, but I want to welcome the Prime Minister visit to the state, just to fix the accountability, to see if there can be any positive sense, from this visit to the state's socioeconomic development, towards bringing normalcy and peace in the state, and also because we cannot, stand in the way of his visit, as some of our, some of the People are talking about electioneering, his motive behind the visit. All these things are there, but I do not want to go into the details, the dirty side of politics. But we should be welcoming him as he is the Prime Minister of the country. We should, invite him to come down to Imphal and visit places if possible and interact with those IDPs and people who have been directly affected by this crisis, and take account of the situation and do the needful at the earliest so that peace and normalcy can be brought back to the state. This is my message, my observation, and my position on his anticipated visit. So if you are asking me about any positive sense,
I would come back to you again in the next round, since we have roughly 10 minutes left to this program. I would give you the last closing remark to you, but I would like I'd like to cut across to our other two speakers as well. And also, you highlighted this particular point regarding that you will be welcoming, because whatever it takes to restore normalcy in state is welcome. I think that was your point, that this is regardless of whatever visit, whatever package. But if this particular visit can bring some semblance to the people of some normalcy, some sense of normalcy, then it is welcome. I think that is also a positive take of this whole rumor or the whole visit that Prime Minister will be visiting Manipur. So now for this next round, since we have almost just 10 minutes, I would like to give to our panelists about 3 minutes each. So I request our respective panelists to please keep it under 3 minutes. Now, Paojel Chaoba, once again, since electioneering and campaigning is being brought up in this debate, I would like to ask that, let's say that Prime Minister visits Imphal and he has this particular rally at Palace Compound, let's say. Who will be sitting at the dais with him? This will be a very crucial thing to do for him, because we know that now there is no Chief Minister of the state. If he will be sitting there with just the Chief Secretary or the Governor, that is one question. Why will not there be any MLA? If there will be any MLA, then who will be sitting beside him? And if anybody who sits beside him, will that be a contender of a next Chief Minister? There's a lot of questions that will be asked in relation to that. So keeping that in mind, I'm sure that he will be keeping that in mind as well if he does visit Imphal. How will that play out, and what is your comment on that if he does hold a public rally in Imphal? Oja. Okay.
Well, we'll have to see how that plays out. Number one is that. And for those people who are going to vie for the positions, as you have said, who are going to sit next to him, maybe that closeness, that particular affiliation might not translate into political stages. Okay. One thing is that, because every politician would want to get close to Modi. One point is that. But sitting next to him does not necessarily mean that that person is going to be the next Chief Minister or someone's going to be in power. Because they will obviously play out in the 2027 elections, which are very much eager to watch. One point is that. And we will not know how the things are going to happen, but let's say for that 40 MLAs that might be elected, as Mr. Biren has said, with all bravado, we'll have to see how that plays out also. Because if that particular number is reached, 40, then I will announce it on ELITETV channel that it's time that Paojel Chaoba will leave Manipur. Because I think that it's best that I don't need to stay in such a state where we cannot recognize ourselves as people who have suffered, who have been murdered, who have been dragged down to every conceivable areas, where we have been mutilated, where we have been we have faced the worst of the worst in a present situation where India is in. If it was happening in other states, then what would be the consequences? And what happens to Mr. Modi's Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, loosely translated that he is with us and he's there for development. And what about Manipur? Then where was he when the fires were raging? Where was he when women and the children were butchered? Where was he when people were being displaced? And where is he still now? So the question that I would deem appropriate is, even if he comes here and regardless of who's next to him? Do we still regard those people who would sit next to him as people who have worked for the state, who have worked for bringing normalcy in the state, who have been there ethically to be with the people of Manipur when we are in so much time of need, when we are in our last stage, when we are in our rock bottom? Then the people of Manipur has to judge those people who are going to sit next to him. And as Mr. Rakesh has pointed out, that accountability has to be fixed. Then where is the accountability of Mr. Modi on his policies of Vision 2030, 2035, 2040, when they have released all those things? Where is the vision of Manipur? So I was saying in my statement that if he comes, will he be welcome with arms wide open, or will he be welcome with brickbats? So I believe that that remains to be seen. But what we feel that, Mr. Prime Minister, is that people have said that enough blood has been spilled, and the blood that is flowing, whose hands is it in anyway? Whose hands are red right now? Whose hands are bloody? And that is the question, that is the thing, that is the issue that the Indian state has to answer to the people of Manipur, irrespective of whatever he comes here or not, irrespective of whether he holds the highest position of power. We are still expecting on that answer, that if there's blood on someone's hands,
then who is it? And
who is it?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Amrita. Thank
Yes,
you,
Hijam.
Amrita.
Yes, very good point, Hijam. Moving on to Hijam Chandrakumar again. Since our two speakers have also highlighted that this could be a litmus test of how the people perceive his visit, do you think that this could have been planted somehow? This could have been planted by someone just to check how the people would receive him. That if the perception, or if the general public is warmly discussing about this visit, then he could probably pay this visit ultimately. And if let's say, since we are also discussing here on this platform right here, and that if since how the discussion is turning out, we all feel that this particular visit will not be met very warmly. If we take it by this particular mood of this room, do you think that this will make this whole thing turn into something else? Or maybe it was just a rumor and Prime Minister is not coming. It could turn into that. Or could this also be planted by someone in order to shield against some of the criticism that the Congress party is alleging, especially to Prime Minister Modi, that he's visiting 40 plus, 50 plus countries, but has not been coming to Manipur? So do you think that this has something to do with it? Just 3 minutes, please give your points.
Amrita, see, it's been 2.5 years as we all discussed. See, people are sad, anguish, angry. Now, with all this in the background, the perception management of BJP, either from state or central leadership, will not work anymore. Because, and people, with the current encompasses, people are now politically very much conscious and awakened in the wake of the indifferent attitude of the BJP government, both at center and the state, and towards the people of Manipur now. And if this perception management is played out, then certainly it will backfire.
Okay.
So they cannot take the people for granted. Now, as President rule is clamped on the state since February 13, if I'm not mistaken, you cannot blame opposition, because there is government, BJP government at the center and BJP government at the state level. We so-called double engine government, and 37 MLA cannot blame 5 Congress MLA. I'm not touching the the partners of the BJP in the state. So people are now so aware, which was quite reflected in the recent to 2024 parliamentary election, in which the Indian National Congress candidate, both in inner as well as outer parliamentary constituency in the state of Manipur, swept with landslide margin.
Right.
And you cannot blame the Indian National Congress, or you cannot blame any other or other people for all these encompasses. And people will definitely ask this question to the men in power. And in democracy, it is for the people, it is for everyone to ask to the men in power or the party in power. You cannot shift the blame to any other thing or any other person. So this perception management will no longer work. It will definitely backfire, and people cannot be taken for granted now.
Okay.
This is my take.
Okay. Okay, thank you for your points, Oja. And as we come to the end, I will make this final question to Oja Rakesh. Oja, as you said that Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, definitely needs to come at some point, if not in this month, and also that there needs to be some accountability that needs to be fixed. Do you think that with the announcement of this package and his finally his visit to Manipur, will it be able to restore some trust in the government? Will it be able to restore some trust in the BJP or also in the central leadership ultimately by this visit? Your closing remarks, Oja. I think, Oja, you're on mute.
Yeah, my response to that question will be no. Enough damage has been done. Enough damage has been done, and the people of Manipur will not forget this silence of our talkative Prime Minister. But this is also a litmus test for our resilience as a society, a test for our will to survive, and also a test for our political culture and political socialization processes to move forward on the path of progress and further development as a people, as a society, you know. So his visit to our state matters. He may come, you know, sooner or later, but for us, the big question is we should be standing firm or not. And my message is that we should stand firm, and we should be able to, you know, face all sorts of pressures and psychological, you know, odds against our survival as a people and against all odds. And with this message, I would like to conclude by saying that we are doing the needful, and his visit matters for us in the long time, in the long run. But as of now, the people of Manipur are not in a mood to discuss or talk about his visit. So this is a very controversial issue, and I would say enough damage has been done, and the duration of the conflict has left the imprint on the mind of the people that our Prime Minister is not responsive to the sufferings of the people of Manipur. So that is the message that he has conveyed to the people of Manipur and over the nearly 2.5 period. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your points, Oja. Yes, indeed. And also to summarize what we've discussed today, if people are indifferent to Modi's visit, purportedly his visit, that the headlines are making that he will be visiting Manipur in the month of July, that if we are going to be judging by this room and this discussion today, in fact, people are truly indifferent, and now people are really not be taking his visit seriously even, because what would he answer to the people languishing in the relief camps, the IDPs, the families of the victims? What will he answer to them? That's the main question. And also, if he does come and announce a package, that will not be enough to undo the damage that have been created in the past 2 years. So with that remark, I would like to close today's program. I would like to thank our speakers for joining us, Oja Paojel Chaoba, who has, I think, have already left, Oja Rakesh Puyam, and also Oja Hijam Chandrakumar for joining us. Thank you all once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would like to thank our viewers for tuning in tonight. We will be back again next week with more exciting topic. Please keep watching ELITETV. This is Amrita signing off for now. Have a good night.